So today we'll be talking about pronouns, okay? Pronouns. Pronouns. Now, in Arabic, it's called dhamir. Dhamir, okay? And the plural is dhamair, okay? Dhamair, pronouns. Let's see how many pronouns we have so far. I think we studied huwa, yes? Huwa. Huwa is what? Huwa is he. Where should I try? I'm going to write here, he. We also had hiya. Hiya is she. And the pronouns, I'm not sure if we had them, but these are the ones that we'll learn today. We have ana. Ana is I. Okay. And we have anta. Anta is you. And you have anti. Anti is you for feminine. Okay. So now, okay. So huwa we've seen a lot of times. Huwa is he. Here is she. Now remember what we said, based on context, we can translate huwa as what? We can translate huwa as it. Yes, it. And we can also translate here as it, she or it, exactly. So we can translate both huwa for he or it, here for she or it. That will be based on context, right? We're talking about human being, it will be she. We're talking about objects, it will be it. Ana we use for both masculine and feminine, right? So we use it for both masculine and feminine. And anta is very specific for you masculine. And anti is very specific for you feminine. Okay? Inshallah, we understand them and we have to memorize these things. Okay? So these are um, your what? Singular. These are your singular pronouns. In Arabic language, something that maybe we don't have to study too much, but I'll mention it anyway. In Arabic language, we can divide pronouns in many different ways. One of the ways we can do, just like in English, we have a pronoun for first person, right? And we have a pronoun for second person, and we have pronouns for third person. Yes? So which one would be first person here? Let's start with the first person. It would be which one? I. So what do you call first person in Arabic? We call it, hold on a second, we call it mutakallim. Mutakallim. Okay? It's same thing as first person. Yes? Yes. Right now, what the book is doing, they're only giving us a single pronouns, like what do you call it? Singulars, right? We're not studying the plurals yet. So all of these pronouns are singular. Yes, he means one person, right? She means one person. Ana means one person. Anta is one person, and anti is one person. So all of them are singular. Okay, we're not studying the plural or the duals yet. Okay, duals we'll be studying much later. Inshallah, the plural, something inshallah we'll be studying in a couple of lessons ahead. Now, so in the singular first person, we only have ana, right? So which are your second persons? Obviously, these are your second persons. And in Arabic, the second person is called mukhatab. Okay, mukhatab is second person. And what is the third person? We have huwa and hiya. And what does it call? It's called ghaib. Ghaib is third person. Yes. So these are the terms. It's really useful to know them because they will be used they will be used often in the future. Okay, so you have mutakallim, first person, mukhatab, second person, and ghaib is a third person. Okay, now there's one more thing you should know, that these pronouns are your subject pronouns. Do you understand what subject pronoun is? Subject pronoun is when obviously you use these pronouns as a subject of the sentence, right? For example, you say, he is a student. Now, he is subject. Now, for he, you have other pronouns as well. You have his, right? And you have him. Yes? Him is object pronoun, right? And his is possessive pronoun. Now, can you replace this one saying his is a student? Can you say that? No, you can't say that. You have to use the subject pronoun. Can you say him is a student? No, you can't. You have to use the subject pronoun. But now you want to say, I saw, you want to say him. You saw this person. Can you say, I saw he? No, you can't, because this is your subject pronoun. You need an object. So you have to use the object pronoun. I saw him. All right, so I'm just trying to give you a little bit idea from the English language perspective, so you see the difference. Okay, so you have to understand that when we talk about these pronouns, huwa, hiya, ana, anta, anti, all of these are subject pronoun. Okay, but in Arabic language, we don't call it subject pronoun. Rather, we call it what? In English, if you want to know what it calls, it's called detached pronoun, and or munfasil. Okay, munfasil, detached pronoun or munfasil. Now, I think these are the only ones that we had studied so far, and your lesson number 10, these are the only ones that we'll be talking about. Now, what you have to know, because we're talking about pronouns and its different states, it can be subject and it can be object and it can be possessive as well. So let's just look at the possessive one, just for, how would you, can somebody give me a sentence that we're using the same pronoun in a possessive case in English? Just because I need to make sure you guys understand this thing before I continue. Okay, I saw his book on the table. Exactly. So you cannot say I saw he book on the table, or I cannot say I saw him book on the table. Very good. Okay. Yes. I'll just write what you wrote. I saw his book. All right. So this one is your possessive. Now, so do we have the same situation? Yes, the har would be, exactly, har would be uh, for the feminine. Yes, you see. So even in English, we have different words for different pronouns for different case. These are your cases. You know, genitive, you know, nominative, and accusative. So if you think about properly, so this would be marfu, right? Marfu. You know, we're mixing English with Arabic. So this is your marfu. This is what mansub. Yes, and this is your majrur. Wow. Now, see, even English has some of these situations. Jayid. So do we have them in Arabic language? That's the question. Yes, indeed, we do. Okay. Again, the way in Arabic we'll deal with them is by dividing into two categories, two camps. So we have detached, okay, what we have here, and we have attached. Okay, and we use attached pronoun for your subject and also for your possessive. What does it mean? It means we use one pronoun for both of them. Okay, so that's a little bit easier than English, you might think, which is true, right? So we'll be using one same pronoun for both in mansub state, in object, and we'll be using for majrur. In this lesson, we're looking at the examples of the majrur possessive. Why? Because we haven't studied the verbs yet, right? So we don't know how the verbs, because this object comes in a verb only, right? You understand? Object cannot come in a nominative sentence. So inshallah, when we study verbs, we will see how these pronouns, the exact same pronouns, can be used in a object as well. All right. But right now, we'll see how it can be used in positive. Now, when we say positive, think about um, think about case. Let me see if I can explain this one a little bit more from the case perspective as well. Think about case. Now, we can use this one also for genitive case, genitive, accusative. You understand these terms? I haven't been using this term for some time, which is, we still have to get used to the Arabic terms, by the way. You know, what are the Arabic terms? Genitive is majrur, accusative is mansub, right? And this one we use for subject, which is in marfu. Okay. Now, okay, so let's see, how do we see them? What's the genitive, or what's the attached pronoun of huwa? Okay, so what is the attached pronoun of huwa? It is simply who. Okay, it's maybe I should write it a little bit better. It who, one letter, ha with dhamma. Now, ha with dhamma. Now, because it's attached, what does it mean? It means it needs to be connected with something. That is the main difference between these two uh, uh, pronouns. Huwa can stand by itself, but who, it cannot stand by itself. It needs to be connected with something. Okay, inshallah, we'll see a lot of examples. And here is same thing, ha. Okay, so you see the difference? Both of them ha, but we have ha with dhamma is for the attached pronoun for huwa, and ha with fat alif is attached pronoun for hiya. Now, then we have ya. Ya is for ana. Right now, it's probably not going to make too much sense because they need to be connected with something. Okay, so inshallah, when we see them in example, everything will make sense. And for anta, we have ka. Okay, we have ka with fatha, and anti we have kaf with kasra. Okay, see, you have similar situation going on here. Okay, so anta is for you masculine, and ka is for you masculine, and anti is for you feminine, and ki is for you feminine. Okay, so maybe it's going to be easy when you understand from the fatha and kasra perspective, right? Now, okay, now, so let's see some of these forms in example. Okay, now I think, let me see which one the book did first. Anyway, whatever book showed you first, I'm going to show you first from the what do you call the preposition perspective. Okay, so one preposition is very useful and we can use them a lot, is, and it has interesting meanings, which is the preposition li. Okay, what does li mean? For, yes. Anything else? Like belongs to. Okay, it can also mean to have. How should I uh, if I say to have, that sounds like a verb. I can just say have, has. Okay, you see, they have, the leave can be used for many different meaning, and what is the meaning, it will be clear based on the context, right? So for example, if we say li, we had this one before, remember? Lil mudir. Okay, what does lil mudir means? The mudir, remember, for the principal. Yes, for the principal. We have uh, alif lam here. Yes, for the principal. If we say li Muhammad, li Muhammadin, It means for Muhammad. Okay, but it can also means that it belongs to Muhammad. Okay, now, but the question is right now, these are the things we have seen before, right? So that's not what we're trying to study today. We have seen these things before. I'm just, reminding you the role of the li. How does it work? First of all, it means for belongs to, okay, and it's a, harful jar. It's a preposition, so it needs to make things into genitive form. Jay. So, but now I want to use pronouns. I want to say it is for him. Okay, I want to say it belongs, I want to say it is for him. So basically I want to say it is for see, even in English we cannot say it is for he. We have to use what? We have to use the possessive pronoun, right? We have to say uh it is for him, or how do you say it? It's his, or it is for him. I think, interesting, looks like you can probably use him for both situation, right? But by the way, but basically what we are saying, we cannot use the this form. We cannot say it is for he. We have to use the other form. In Arabic, it's exactly the same situation. You want to say it is for him, but you cannot say it. You have to use this form. So you say li plus who. Okay. Now here, maybe I shouldn't have used this preposition, because a lot of interesting things happens in this preposition. Now, so what number one thing is what? This one needs to be connected with li. By the way, the lam also needs to be connected. This one also needs to be connected. So we have something that looks like this. This li is very interesting preposition. What happens when it's connected with pronouns, right? When it's connected with pronouns, this one becomes, from li, it becomes la. Okay, so this is something to keep in mind. It's exactly the same li as a li for Muhammad, li Muhammadin, but when you connect with the pronouns, you have to change the harakat from li to la. So you say lahu. You understand? You understand? It's because it's simple. Sometimes people get confused. They think it's maybe something else, but it's not. The main preposition is li, lil mudir, lil mudarres, lil madrasa, lil hamed, li hamed, all of them. But when you all of these times you say li, but when you connect with a pronoun, you have to say la, lahu. Okay, so let's do this one, lahu. So what do you think is going to be here? You want to say it's for her. Okay, something is for her. How would you say that? La ha. Yes, you see what's happening? Laha. How do you say something is for you? It is for you. How would you pronounce it? Laka. Yes, simple. Laka. Okay, and that's why when we make some of the dua, you will see we say lakal hamd. Lakal hamd, meaning for you is the praise, or all the praise belongs to you. So when you're saying for you in feminine form, you'll say laki. Yes. Make sense? Yes, good. Lahu, laha, laki. Now, why did I leave this one? Did I forget about for me? But there's a little bit interesting thing what happens with, yeah. This year is very strong, guys. This year will always make letter before kasra. You understand? This year is very strong. Anytime you attach the ya, it will force, regardless of any rules exist in this Arabic language. Doesn't matter what kind of rule exists, it will force the previous letter to be in kasra. So now all this rule that I talked to you about, initially the li is with the kasra Muhammadin, but when you attached a pronoun, it becomes La with fatha, lahu, laha, laka, laki. But what do you think is going to happen here? How would you say for me? The word is always and kasra. How would you say? Li, li. Li. See, it was fatha before, but it says it will always make the letter before. So you have ya. The letter before always needs to be kasra, regardless of anything. Inshallah, we'll see a lot of examples, a lot of more examples today. It's not done. We're going to be spending a little bit, quite some times, because the whole chapter number 10, it's dealing with pronouns, both subject pronouns and the possessive pronouns. Okay. Now, so you understand. So it has nothing to do with uh, the rule is not that, okay, la, the preposition lam sometimes becomes fatha, sometimes become kasra. Here the rule is with the ya. The situation is with the ya. Ya is not only for li, you will see for any other situation, it will always force the previous letter to be in kasra. This one has its own grammar rule. This is called ya ul mutakallim fil idafa. Inshallah, we'll learn about those things later. But this ya, it is very specific. The thing that I'm talking about, this is the rule of this ya of mutakallim, which is the ya of the first person, right? Remember, we studied mutakallim. Okay, mutakallim is the first person. So this first person ya rule is that when it's connected, obviously you have to connect this ya. It's a attached pronoun. It will always force the previous letter to be in kasra. So this is the rule of, this is the grammar rule for ya. So any other rules that we had for the lam doesn't matter. Those rules, it will override. We had a rule for lam, when you attach pronoun, you get a fatha. Well, guess what? You want to attach ya, you have to go by my rule, my way or the highway, as they say, right? So that's something that you have to, and once you understand this thing, honestly, after that, a lot of these, you don't have to think otherwise. You think from the year's perspective. Okay, so you think from the rule of year perspective, not the rule of other rules. You understand? Inshallah, we'll see a little bit more examples and things will be more clear. Jayyid. I want to do one more pronouns before I go to the other things. One more pronoun. Let's do mean. What is mean, guys? Mean. What does mean? Hmm? From, yes. No. So now you want to say from him, whatever the context is. Let's say, you're asking what does it, we don't have to worry about the context. Maybe he's coming from him. You understand? So, but we want to say from him. Okay, so the pronouns that we know about hua is hua, for he is hua, but we also know we cannot use hua right now because this is not your subject pronoun. This is something like genitive or accusative. So what we have to say, how do we say it? Think about from here. Something, inshallah, you should be able to construct right now. So we want to say from him. From him. So let's start with, okay, let me do one of them. Okay, so from him. So first we need from, min. Okay, now we have to attach to what? Do we say min? Which one do we use? Do we use hua or who? Which one? Hmm? Minhu, yes, now you got it. Minhu. So we have to attach min plus plus our who, then it becomes what? Minhu. Yes. You got it. You see what's going on? So we want to say from her, it's going to be minha. Yes. And we want to say from you, min ka. Yes, and for For you as a feminine, it would be min ki. Now, what do you think is going to happen here? From me. It's a little bit interesting in this situation, but the issue is we still see a kasra. You see the kasra? You cannot add ya without kasra, guys. Doesn't matter what happens. Anything you have to use kasra. Otherwise, ya is not coming. Minni. Just remember there is a shadda. Why there's a shadda? Inshallah, I will talk about those later. So it's minni, from me. Okay, so instead of writing two I, Sister Sultana, I want you to think of two noons. Minni. Okay, because otherwise I want to make sure that you know there's a shadda. And why is the shadda? I don't want to make the discussion longer. Jayyid. Now we'll do what book is showing you, which is how to use them in possessive. Now, how to use them in possessive. So these are fine, right? Now the next thing that you need to know for the chapter 10 is how to say my book, my pen, his book, his pen, her book, her pen. You understand? So how do we say these things in English? We can say Muhammad's pen. Yes? How do you say Muhammad's pen? Let's see who remembers this rule. First of all, what kind of... Okay, let's see who can... It's all rule, guys. Remember, every time you have this kind of situation, what do you have to do in English? Idafa, excellent. So first thing, you have to translate this one as pen of Muhammad, right? Yes. If you can do it in your head without making this kind of translation, that's fine. But that's the idea, right? So can someone... I'll wait for one of them. You can try, and then other ones I'll just do it. Just make sure. I just want you to practice, because we haven't done idafa, I think, I don't know, lately or something. I don't know. Pen of Muhammad. So how would you say? You broke. It's almost there, but one rule. One rule. You broke one rule. Can you think of which rule you broke? Because idafa has a few rules, right? It has some rules. I'll do a quick review here. That's good. Actually, idafa, quick review. It's good. The first part of idafa is, remember, mudaf. Second part is mudaf ilay. Yes. Now you're saying, because now we are translating what? Pen of Muhammad. So first word, you're saying, I'm gonna write exactly what you wrote. Okay. Al qalamu Muhammad. Okay, I'm just gonna write, but this is something that's why I think we haven't done a lot of review of idafa. Idafa, guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. Some people know it, because trust me, don't get intimidated by them. They've been studying Arabic for years. I don't believe anybody who studied idafa just the first time and they get it. I'm not going to believe it, because it's not that easy. You have to get used to it. Okay, so somebody who studied years and years and years, yes, maybe now they understand what's going on. Okay, because sometimes even if you know the rules, you have to practice. Now, so let's see if we can crack this thing one more time. Idafa. Yes. So, mashallah, that's good. You fixed it. You fixed it. Excellent. So let's go through the rules. The first one is the first part of idafa. Now you tell me, why did you fix it? So what are the rules? What is the rule of mudaf? Mudaf is number one. I think you understood because you fixed it. Can't take alif lam. Never. Okay, it can't take alif lam. No and no tanween. Okay, these are the two main rules. Can take alif lam and no tanween. Okay, Now, and what is the rule for the mudaf ilay? There's only one strong rule, which is what? In genitive case, majrur. Okay, majrur means kasra, guys, kasra. You guys are in this book, you guys can still say kasra. Okay, but the kasra day is going to be over very soon. I think you guys have about another couple of weeks or more. I don't know. Allah alam. After that, you cannot say kasra anymore because you have to say majrur. Now, because you'll see some word cannot take kasra. Jayid. That's the main. And as I said, most of the time, mostly definite. I write it down here because sometimes it helps. Now, okay? Yes. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, what we're trying to do here, because we've learned how to say Muhammad's pen, we want to say his pen. His pen. How would you do these things? Remember what happened here? When we say Muhammad's pen, we kind of change that statement into saying pen of Muhammad, because it helps us to do the idafa, because the word orders is the same. Because see here, if we say Muhammad's pen, we don't write Muhammad first, we write the pen first. So here it looks like if we say pen of Muhammad, our making idafa construction is easy, because first we write column and then we write Muhammad. See? Oh, we have to fix this one right now, right? If we leave it like this, people will. Okay, we say qala qala mu ham muhammadin. Yes, yes, yes. See, when we make this kind of change, then our translation is much easier, because first word is qalam, here's a qalam. Second word is Muhammad, here's a Muhammad. Now, can we do the same thing in English? I mean, it's not standard, but you can try. You can say pen of his. Pen of his. I mean, we probably we're not gonna talk like that. Sometimes we can say it's. I think it's perfectly valid English, pen of his, but once in a while we might be able to use that for some emphasis or something. جيد. Now can we make kal kalamu? Okay, so you're interesting the way you wrote it. Now let's see what's going on here. So let's translate one by one. Qalamun. Okay, that's what's pen in Arabic, right? Pen is qalamun. Now, how do you say his? What is his in Arabic? Hmm? What is his in Arabic? Lahu, his. Lahu is for him. Lahu is two sentences. Sorry, two words. Okay, when you say lahu, it means for him. I just want pronoun his. That's all I want. And no, it's definitely not ka. Yes. Who? Yes, you understand? Remember, lahu means for him. It's not only him or his, you're giving a preposition also. But right now, I was looking only for the pronoun his. And what is the pronoun his? Is who. Remember? This is our pronoun. Who. That's it. So now let's see what happens when we add who here. You see what's going on? It's just like the one that we have, pen of Muhammad. Okay, so instead of pen or instead of Muhammad, we're replacing that word Muhammad with our what? Our pronoun who. Yes. Now we have to connect, and as soon as we connect, we have to follow these rules. Can take alif lam, no tanween. Okay, there's no alif lam, I have to drop my tanween. Yes, the rule still applies. Okay, these are master rule. These are like fixed You can't play with these rules. There's no exception. You understand? So I have to make sure there's no alif lam and there's no tanwin, because this is idafa. You see that, right? Of, pen of his. You have to understand first this is idafa. Otherwise, why are you making idafa construction? Pen of his pen. This is an idafa. So now we have the first word is pen. So I'm following my rule. Qala mu. I'm not saying qala moon anymore. Now I have to attach the who, because who cannot stand by itself. It's attached pronoun, right? So now let's see. I'm again doing like a math. You know, so I say qala mu. Huh? What? Qalamuhu. See, it's simple. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be doing this math. I mean, in the beginning, if you like math, you can do this. Trust me, it's going to help you at least to understand what's going on. And then you will be able to do directly from here all the way here. Qala muhu. You're not saying qala munhu, you're saying qala muhu. Yes? Now, let's see if you're getting it. Okay, good question. Uh, you guys are thinking, that's good. Very good question. Excellent. Because I cannot no. Guys, I put so much emphasis here. Genitive kasra. She's like, what's wrong with this guy? He just told us that it has to be in kasra, and he's not putting it kasra, and he's trying to move on. What does he think he is? Now, remember, sometimes one rule overtakes another rule, right? So I'm going to explain this way. So inshallah, it's going to help you. Which rule overtakes which rule? Remember, the ya rule overtakes every other rule. It doesn't matter what you have. If the other rule forces you to do something like put fatha or dhamma, ya will overtake it. That rule will not be applied. You have to apply the ya rules, either the rule of ya or the highway. Simple as that. So that means what I'm trying to say is that there's sometimes certain rule overtakes other rule. Okay, so for example, the example here is ya. Now, what's the situation here? Situation here is another rule. In this book, we're not learning properly, but I'm just going to tell you. Pronouns doesn't change. Doesn't. What am I writing? Can you read my handwriting? Does not change. I'm talking about ending. Okay, it's not. I don't know if here we use this term. It's mabni. It doesn't change. So pronouns are always fixed, meaning fixed. That's probably a better word. Fixed. You understand what fixed means? Sometimes it will change for different reasons, guys. It's a little bit complicated, but fixed in terms of from grammatical perspective. From grammatical perspective. Yes? Meaning what? Meaning it will always be, meaning this thing will stay who, it will stay who. Although we have to put kasra, it is fixed. Okay, the pronoun never change. This is something that you have to remember. Pronouns never change. For example, let's do another one, then you will understand what I mean. You want to say her, no, you want to say your pen. You're looking at a boy, masculine. You want to say your pen. How would you say? So, right now let's do the same way. Pen of your, so that means what? This is your idafa. So the first word is column. And second one, how do you say your? Let's look at here. How do you say your? Yes, kala muka. Excellent. You did it. Then you add ka and is. See, you're getting it, mashallah. So here, kala muka. Kala muka. So you're not saying kala moon anymore. You're saying kala muka. Now, the rule was what? Rule was you need to put kasra for the second part. Now, what would happen if you put kasra here? Kalamu ki. Then what does it mean? It means you're saying what? You're female. Okay, you understand? Exactly. So it's not going to be the same thing. So bottom line is you cannot change the pronouns. Okay, pronouns never change. Any of these pronoun, whether it's subject pronoun or object pronouns, any of these things. This huwa, hiya, ana, anta, anti, none of these things will change. It will always remain the same spelling. Okay, so this is something in Arabic called mabni, the words that never changes. You understand? Make sense? Now, so let's do maybe one more, and this time I'm just going to be waiting for your translation. So let's say uh, her book. Okay, her book. So okay, hold on a second. Maybe I should bring this thing up here so you can, because right now I haven't given you, so I'm pretty sure you haven't memorized all of them. So I want to keep this one up here. Her book. Wait, you already did it? Subhanallah. Kitabuha. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. You're getting it. Let's see how much you're getting it. How would you say my book? Hmm. My book. Remember, there's few rules you have to follow. You have to follow the idafa rules and you have to follow the ya rules. Ya of first person, mutakallim. See, even that's good. You wrote it like this because I can explain to you something. You wrote, let's see what you wrote. Kita, bu, iya. Even you see, it sounds very difficult, right? That's what the Arab does. The thing about Arabic language in the beginning, the way they were making it, if they had a little bit difficulty on their tongue because they will be speaking the language all the time, they had any difficulties, they will change it. The way you wrote it, that is the rule. That's how it should have been. But it's difficult to pronounce. Kita bui, it doesn't. It's very difficult. No, so no, you have to follow. Everything is good. Whatever you did is good, but only thing you have to follow is this rule. Just use the first one that you send me and just fix it with this rule. Always make letter before kasra. That's the only rule you have to follow, because ya is very, very strong. It has its own rule. So how would you say it? Yes, but this year is sukun always. There's no fatha. So I think you understand. So yeah, what you wrote is fine. Kitabi. So you just don't put the fatha on there. Kitabi. See, now so easy to say kitabi. Make sense? That's why this rule of ya exists, because it's very difficult for them to pronounce. All right. So let's do a few more, and then let's see how much we can cover. So we're gonna do a few more. Let's say my pen. Simple one. Now quick translation. My pen. You can try this one, and I'm gonna give you another one. My pen. Yes. See, now you see you're getting it. You get it faster. Very good. Qala mi. See, it should have been qala mui, right? But what's the rule? Rule is ya. If you have a ya, you better make the letter before it kasra. That's it. Doesn't matter what the other guy wants. You have to give kasra to the letter before ya. Okay, very good, nice. Now see if you can translate this one. His pen. Do you sorry? His name. Do you know how to say name? Ismuhu. Excellent. Ismuhu. Excellent. That's it. Someone asks you, Masmuka, what is your name? And you say, my name is. How do you say my name is? My name. See, this would be the last one. Then inshallah, will my name. How do you say my name? Ismi. Excellent. That's it. Now you got it. Since we talked about, maybe I'll just show you the feminine words. For example, feminine words. Sayya, sayyaratun. Yes, sayyaratun is a car. But when we say it's your car or anything we attach, we have to change this ta marbuta into the normal ta maftuha. So you say sayyaratuka. You see what happens? So we are changing this ta marbuta into the normal ta. That's the only thing. Because why? Ta marbuta is always at the end. Now this ta is not at the end, it's in the middle. So you have to change it back to your normal ta. Okay? Sayyaratuka. Sayyara. Then you say, how do you say it's my car? Sayyarati. You say Sayyarati. All right. So that's the first thing, main thing about lesson number 10. Okay. So any question, you're getting it? Alhamdulillah, I think you're getting it. Mashallah, you're catching up. Good. So, but these pronouns you have to know in pairs. So huwa is who, hiya is ha, ana is ya, anta is ka, anti is ki. You understand? So now you know when to use huwa and when to use who. When do you use here and when you use ha.